Skylar George leads us off here. And in the middle, dug up by Yamada. McLaughlin gets the first swing for Syracuse. And on the overpass, kept alive by Wake Forest. Maeva again. Near side attack, poked over. Diving dig from Na. Third overpass for Syracuse. Wake Forest continues to fend him off, and on the fourth, Taya Maeva gets the first kill for the Orange. Maeva, another tough set. George. Lagita sends it to Maeva. George again, far side, off hands. In the middle, Williams finds the back line.
Holes, but sometimes you're going to hit the top of the tape.
Had a little bit of a tough day, efficiency-wise, against Louisville, as straight down from the middle comes Ivana Svetkovic for her first kill. Georgia Tech are coming into this match. We know Coach Ganesharatnam's all about aggression, but lots of these have trailed long here early for the Orange. George able to respond. So Syracuse takes the 1-point lead here, 15-14 with a kill. Emma Ortiz will be at the line trying to right the ship. Far side, Whitekettle is blocked. A statement out of the timeout from Georgia Leia. Wake Forest has yet to find a block in the match. Syracuse has two. Lagita trying to change things out of the break, and she gets her first. And puts Ryan Baker at the line. Still looking for that 2,500th assist. Here's Waller. And she's able to keep it in. Led the team in assists the last 2 years. Has been a key factor in all four years for the Deeks. Leia off the slide, denied. Opposite side, here's McLaughlin. Off the second try, almost got it to go. A third. This time she gets it just past the attacking line. So McLaughlin off to a much better start against Wake Forest than in her last match. Already with 3 kills as another response comes from Crawford. She's been the one that has really been trying to steal that momentum back whenever Syracuse is out in front. Can Wake Forest respond? Crawford once again. She can't get this one to go. Here's Waller, pushes it far side, almost fell. Again, Waller from the middle, this time it goes. Crawford still at the line, looking to keep this streak alive. Here's Waller, and she earns the point, tooling the block out of play. And that's what puts it away for Syracuse. One that Wake Forest is going to want to get going, and she starts off with an error to give Cuse the free point.
But no matter what, that ball almost broke through a pane of glass behind the bleachers.
Laid the hammer on it. Syracuse looking to respond. McLaughlin does. Splits the back line.
And again, that's something that McLaughlin is so good at, is reading. But look at what those Wake Forest...
There it is for Maeva. It's dug up by Farrell. And now going through the block is Paige Crawford.
Hard to really sneak anything by her because she just knows what's coming.
Farrell's played in all 90 sets, and service ace as a misread from the Syracuse defense gives another point to Paige Crawford. Just tucked 8 kills, hitting just shy of 500. It is good to see her back and rolling if you're a Syracuse fan. Fellows with the set to Lagita, blocked by Sydney Waller, and Syracuse continues to roll.
Waller just put her hands out like, what else do you expect? I mean, this Syracuse...
It's Lagita serving, brought in 22 aces this season. Here's George, she's denied. Big time block from Sanaa Williams.
Away from Crawford and just give, like we talked about, another look for this Syracuse squad.
She's got 6 kills, hitting .667. As point 1 for Syracuse, Leia. Here's Bellows. George. Pancaked up by Bellows. Whitekettle sends a heater to the back row. Trailing by 3. And that's no way to do it. But a great serve from Emma Farrell.
A whole lot of new faces, not a lot of time to get ready with how good this ACC is.
So we're underway here in the third, knotted up at 1 set apiece. Crawford rolling over, diving dig from Marie Lorio, who's now on the floor. Here's Whitekettle, straight downhill.
The better squad so far.
Crawford's third serve forces a tough dig from Yamada. Essentially a free ball for the Deeks. Set dump, successful once again from Becca Bellows.
This is a Wake Forest team that honestly looks night and day to how they did through the first.
They're settling in on a new court. Maybe that was all it took as Leia comes crashing into the official stand. And Lagita just drops it right in front of Marie Lorio. It seems like anything that Wake Forest wants to throw at Syracuse, they can't find an answer.
At just being decisive.
On the overpass, that's handled by Williams. For Western Knight, kind of in the top middle of your screen behind the Syracuse bannered table. Back underway. Peck rolls it over the top. And once again, just steals that momentum right back. Sadie Peck is... Willinger sends it away. And she can't quite catch up to it. Feels like they need to do it now or never. Here's George, and she finds a way.
They leave an open gap somewhere, something that both George and McLaughlin have found very well today.
From the middle with Whitekettle. Now from the middle with Svetkovic. And so the back-to-back middle attacks.
We knew we were going to be here. We knew this was going to happen.
Harris-Waddy denies the overpass. On the right side, off hands. Here's McLaughlin, and she's shut down. Big-time response from Khalees Hawkins, whose name is called for the first time tonight. Women's building on its feet. Syracuse looking for the set lead, almost found it there. Here's McLaughlin. Now Waller. Waller's denied. Sanaa Williams and Patricia Lagita. A crucial set to win for both of these teams. Harris-Waddy blocked. And Wake Forest comes away with it. Sanaa Williams once again. She hasn't been over 20 since October 22nd against Boston College. So this is a big night for her to get back on track into that role of dominance. Maeva attacks from the right side. Crawford over top into the antenna. But how about that? Taya Maeva taking a rip on the right side. She sets here for Harris-Waddy, who sends it with authority to the back line.
That's one thing that the Syracuse team has done, especially in set 3. They've capitalized.
It's really helped those outside hitters thrive in this match. Over the top of George again, the set connection just a bit off. And it results, no, it's out. Syracuse point.
Wake State keeps their challenge.
So they overturn it based on a touch at the net. to face Wake Forest and separate themselves and end this losing streak that they've been on. Off the antenna it goes.
Waller just changing it up, giving a different look from a little farther back.
Here's Lorio off the top of the tape. Crawford, diving dig from Yamada. Good reaction there from Marie Lorio, but putting it away is Sana Williams. Third of ACC play with that upcoming schedule. They've gotten all their ranked opponents out of the way, and they open up out of the timeout with a big-time block.
Earlier, 9 squads from the Atlantic Coast made the NCAA tournament last year. So if the Deacons can push themselves above 500, they're going to put themselves in a good position to potentially get an at-large bid.
Sadie Peck. So it's a 4-point run for Syracuse. Down by just 1. McLaughlin. Peck just has to send it over. Free for the Orange. In system, Leia throws it to the back. Crawford, off hands. Wake Forest trying to reset, but still out of system. Maeva, nice reaction to dig it up, and the point is earned from Sadie Peck.
Trails only to Abby McLaughlin.
What an evening she's having. McLaughlin sends it free for Wake Forest. Whitekettle off the touch, and Wake Forest wins in fitting fashion. It's Riley Whitekettle with the final kill.